Hi everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we'll be talking about the NF Acus NA20, NF Acus' newest IEM, a single beryllium dynamic driver costing around $119. Before we get started, a big thanks and my deepest sincere apology to NF Acus because I've been postponing the review of their products for quite a while. It is on my side, so I am so sorry. I truly apologize. Anyway, as always, this review will be 100% my honest opinion. So let's start with the box itself. As always, NF Acus boxes are quite a treat to unbox, and it displays the product and presents it in a very aesthetically pleasing way. Just look at this. Such a nice box. And on the back, you get to see what's the feature of this IEM. And this is what's included inside this box. Okay, let me slide the box. Yep. And look at this. The unboxing experience is just oof. Yeah. One of the best unboxing experience for an IEM, regardless of the price. So previously, the IEM was here. If I can, okay. Yes. And this is yep. They did the packaging very nicely. And below the disc, there's this. If I can get it out. Yep. Ear tips NF Acus MS42. Actually, on the can I even show the camera? Can the camera pick it? Yeah, there's this small branding of NF Audio because previously NF Acus was NF Audio. And when I first unboxed it, the cable was here. And this is the user guide. Below the user guide, you got a nice case that's look at this. I am putting strength. Yeah, it's just very high quality. Inside this very sturdy case, you get yourself a 1/4 inch adapter. So yes, that's all we get. And where's the IEM itself? Hold on. Let me grab it for you. Here it is. I actually just used this when I napped earlier because this IEM is kinda comfy in a way, which is a good thing. So to recap, what you get inside the box, obviously you get the IEM itself, a 2-pin QDC single-ended cable, which is kinda sad in a way. Yeah, at least it is branded. Also, this is not included. This is the BTR11 by Vio. And you get yourself a manual, a 1/4 inch jack adapter, ear tips, and the very sturdy NF Acus case. Okay, so let's start with the build quality and comfort. The build quality of the IEM itself, well, the NA20 is just like the NM20. It's very lightweight, made out of polycarbonate, aka plastic, but doesn't feel hollow or cheap. Both NM20 and NA20 are actually one of the most comfortable IEMs to wear. Technically, the NA series of NF Acus should be called the Music series, aka not for pro purposes like the NM series, but both share a very similar build quality, same noise isolation performance too, which is actually kinda nice. Also, I believe the rating is 25 dB isolation or something. So let's say you can use this as a double duty IEM, like you can wear this for your Sunday services or on stage, but just in case you are going to use the NA20 for your performance, you might want to consider buying an extension cable because the NA20 cable is only, I believe, 1.2 meters long. For the specs, the NA20, they marketed the IEM to have upgraded internal structure with patented technology such as ASRA or selective reflection adjustment. And now they claim it's equipped with new magnetic structure plus upgraded diaphragm. And for the body, it uses the same material just like the NM20. They marketed this as high-strength polycarbonate, aka fancy name for plastic, and aluminum decorative part. This part is aluminum. Okay, now let's start with the sound section of this review. The setup I use, obviously the NA20 itself with the stock cable and stock ear tips. For the source, I use the BTR11, Poco M6 Pro, aka my budget smartphone that recording this, and Audient Evo 4 audio interface and Mac Mini M4 headphone jack, and Vio QX13. For the music itself, I use Apple Music, covering J-pop, rock, EDM, metal, jazz, and rap. My first impression with the NA20 is that gone now the too bright character of the NM20. Overall tonality is just like the NM20 but more refined and more accommodating for a lot more genres. I actually quite like the NA20 tuning, but just in case you used to listen with high volume or trying to get more bass out of this IEM by putting the volume louder than usual, the NA20 could sound quite shouty on high volume. But with my listening volume, aka around 70 decibel, it's just fine. Okay, as for the sound itself, I could describe the NA20 actually as a mild V-shaped sounding. It does have quite boosted bass from neutral. The key point here is boosted from neutral. I actually just listened to the KB03 before I review this, and then go straight plug the NA20 again, and I feel the bass quite anemic, but maybe it's just because the KB03 is a 3-brit driver and it uses bone conduction, so that KB03 has more thicker bass, and the NA20 is just presented the bass with slightly less accent than the KB03. Anyway, since I already talked about the bass, let's start dig deeper into the tonality itself. As for the bass, it is not really boosted too much, it's just like having a slight bump and that's it. But one thing that stands out to me with the NA20 is that the texture is just like I can feel the vibration of the bass guitar strings like more easily than the KB03. While the KB03 has more punch and slam, this one presents the bass like more textury. Is that even a word? Like, let's say, especially if we compare the NA20 to the Aria 2, the quality of the bass is just, this thing just beats Aria 2 so easily. But though I do wish it slaps harder or more thumpy. That would be kinda nice. Like, let's say we have those thumpy bass of the KB03 and the texture of this NA20, it's just yes. As for the mid-range, this is where the difference between the NA20 and NM20. The NA20, aka this one, has less upper mid-range peak than the NM20, which results in a more refined sounding vocals and instruments. And the treble, yep, it also has been reduced from the NM20, which now sounds more smoother than the NM20. I believe the NA20 now could be used even with treble sensitive individuals, so previously with the NM20 I kinda said that If you're treble sensitive, this might not be for you, but now with the NA20, I believe treble sensitive individual can use it without any problem. Actually, just in case you notice, the voice timbre on my recording kinda changed quite a lot. It's because my chair kinda decided to broke down mid-review. So let's say this is the part where I rest my back, and this is the, what do you call it, the chair itself. Like, the gas slave keeps anyway, that's fine. Let's start with the technicalities. For a 119 USD IM, the technicalities, I can say it's good. Let's start from the stage. I can say it is actually quite huge. Sure, it still presents the sound in your head like typical IM, but it's definitely larger than the Aria, then Kato, and even the Cadence, the newest one from Moondrop. As for imaging, as always, with the source I tested with, it is kinda 2.5D sounding, with the exception while using the QX13. With the QX13, the NA20 actually sounds quite holographic, which is quite nice and unexpected because let's face it, this thing is only a single dynamic driver IM and costing around 119 USD, so my expectation actually kinda quite low, at least on the imaging part, but well, with the QX13, actually the NA20 just sounds holographic, so yeah, it's the potential to get more technicalities are there with the NA20. As for separation and positioning, it's very good. It has this quite precise positioning, and for separation itself, even when I tested this using the BTR11, the super budget dongle, I can still easily discern what sound is playing and from what direction, and I can more or less feel the distance of those sound from me. For the detail retrieval, I can say it's good, not exactly a detail monster, but for a single dynamic driver IM with this particular model, the bass texture is just, yeah, I literally can hear the vibration of bass guitar, which is kinda nice. I just wish that it has more punch, but anyway, back to the topic, the detail retrieval. As for the mid-range and the treble, well, more or less, it's the same performance as Moondrop Cadence, which is quite nice, to be honest with you, because Cadence cost more than this NA20, so yeah. Now let's talk about the comparison. I will compare this to the Moondrop Aria 2 because it is more closer price-wise. Aria 2 for some reason now costing around 100 USD, so that means the Aria 2 is cheaper by 19 USD. The Aria 2 has more heft and weight to the IM body, and the accessories are actually quite a bit nicer, especially the modular cable. But in terms of comfort and long-term listening sessions, I found the NA20 to be more comfortable thanks to the super lightweight polycarbonate plastic body. As for the sound, Aria is just your typical single dynamic driver Moondrop VDSF target. The Aria 2 sounds more mellow and slightly warmer, but I found the timbre of the Aria 2 to be more metallic than the NA20. Though Aria 2 does indeed offer a more warmer and calmer tonality compared to the NA20. As for the technicalities, the NA20 easily beats the Aria 2 in every aspect. In fact, technicality-wise, I would put the NA20 in the same class as Moondrop Cadence. So, what is the conclusion of this review, other than the fact my chair is broke down mid-review? If you are in the market for a sub 150 USD all-rounder IM that can play all genres equally well, or you need an IM to do double duty, let's say to perform on your Sunday services and to enjoy it while you're doing your own stuff, I can kinda recommend the N820. Even though the N820 in fact has less upper mid and lower treble peaks compared to the NM20, the N820 still sounds a bit too colored. Well, I guess I can put it as more exciting for my own personal taste because this still has the tendencies to brighter side rather than neutral or warm. So yeah, just in case you want an IM that's sounding mild V-shape and has a tendencies towards bright, it's not exactly bright, but it just has that tendencies to those sides rather than warm side. Yeah, English, nice. But regardless, NF Acus tuning is now going in the right direction. Okay, that's all from me for now. Thanks for sticking with me until the end, but guess what? Self-X time! I open a music mixing and mastering. Let's say you want to cover a certain song, you only have your vocal take and an instrument file of the song. No worries, I can mix and master it for you. Or if you have all the stems, like you record everything yourself, that's even better. It's easier for me to mix. And not only that, I also create commissions for loopable BGM. So just in case you're interested to help me to pay my debts, you can email me right here. Anyway, if you found this review helpful, leave a like, hit subscribe and share this video with your friends. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.